Hello, and good morning. This is something that I've been joking about doing for a little while, but figure we might as well give it a bit of a go here. So if you're unfamiliar with what Xenonauts is, essentially if you've played or heard of the original XCOMs, like the old DOS games and stuff like that, it is functionally speaking like an updated and like fully fleshed out evolution to those. A lot of the same stuff is there, a lot of the same beats are hit, but essentially they go and they update it a little bit. Now, this is essentially running two different sets of mods. This is the Community Edition, which is just kind of the non-balance altering, just updates and improvements over time kind of thing from the community. And then the expansion pack here, which is basically just kind of improvements throughout the entire game on a bunch of the systems that were a little bit odd. And just some of the stuff that felt a little bit iffy if you went and did repeated runs. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. And alright, so just so you know, this stands almost no chance whatsoever of success. Every one of these has some sort of mode like this. Whether you've got friggin' Superhuman in the original ones, Impossible in the remake, friggin' Legendary in XCOM 2, they've all got one of these. So this is just basically the one that you don't really play to win, you see how far you can get. And that's not going to be terribly far. Alright, so first things first, we're going to need a place. Now as far as your starter base, you essentially wind up with a few of them. So generally speaking, like over here is a pretty solidly accepted place to start. Just because these three rings, your first blue ring is what you start with as far as coverage. And then once you build two more radars in that base, that's when you get these other two rings. Each one can have up to 3, and you're not technically limited by bases. I think it's like you can have up to 10 or something. But you're never going to get that far. You're never going to get that many bases. It's just kind of there in case somebody's crazy enough to try, so I think we're gonna go like right about here-ish. Let's figure this, or maybe here. I kind of like here. Actually, a little bit higher. Yeah, we'll go here, because this covers pretty much... It covers Europe and the Soviet Union. They're the ones that are going to be given a good bit of funding early on. Each of these little blips are their own country, so as long as they have coverage, they'll be pretty happy. And yeah, planning to get this place maxed out pretty quick, so I'm expecting the full circle of this thing. And then second one's going to be North America somewhere. I usually like building it around Michigan, but I've heard a lot of people saying around Cuba and whatnot is a better idea, just because you can cover both a bit better. So I might end up doing that. But first things first... I don't remember where this is, but there we go. Oh, dang, that was quick. So we got a UFO right off the bat, so we'll send a interceptor after that. Now, first things first, hangars. Need some more living quarters. We need 2 more radars, and... do I want to do medical center? Like, it's relatively cheap to keep up. It's just... Yeah, I think I'll do that. Actually, maybe not, because generally speaking, I don't really tend to go on too many once stuff starts getting iffy. So, let's go over here. So, these are the guys you start with. They're kind of your A-team. And if they die, you're kind of boned. But this is an absolutely fantastic starting roster right here. No, I want that one. Okay, I'll get rid of you. Okay, to explain what I'm looking for as far as people go here. Generally, I am looking for only 3 stats. The others are just kind of as they come. So, bravery is the main one. Essentially, if people chicken out and run off in the middle of a fight, then you're basically screwed, and that guy is kind of worthless for that fight. Not to mention, somebody running off is more often than not going to be the thing that decides whether or not you end up winning a particular fight. So, yeah. Like, even if you have 7 other guys, and then the one guy that needed to do something will freak out and run away. So, that needs to be above 50 at the very least. So having a bunch of 60s, that's pretty amazing. Reflexes, these are good for anyone you want to have perched on doors or whatnot, essentially your shotgunners. So you put a couple of those next to doors, and then as soon as the door opens, they just completely unload on whatever's there. They're basically your trap units. Accuracy is not terribly useful in my opinion. Now, before you say I'm an idiot, which is true, however, in my opinion, generally speaking, better positioning matters a lot more than accuracy on one guy. So this one's going to be a sniper. They've got the turn units and accuracy for it. Reflexes won't matter much because they get a penalty with rifles anyway, so that's fine. And then this one over here will probably be a heavy gunner because they've got some decent strength on them. They've got a decent amount of health. Generally speaking, I like to have high health on the gunners. I'll actually explain what I mean here. So, looking at the different classes, you can actually make your own. We didn't actually start off with a heavy gunner. That's iffy. Alright, well, we need to make one of them, though, because we're going to need at least a couple per team. So you're going to be a gunner. You are also going to be a gunner, I think. No, this one wants to be a gunner. So, these classes are different from what they are in base game, which again doesn't matter because you can customize them as you will anyway. I'm not entirely sure why he went with these kinds of choices, however. Because a lot of these guys I would not want for those particular jobs. Like, okay, you know, accuracy and turn units on a sniper, that's fine, that's what they need to do. These guys' reflexes kind of suck, though. Oh, anyway. Have you be a medic, have you be an assault. Just so you know, the balance isn't actually changed in any significant way with these. It's just, yeah. He seems to have equipped them more for the kind of stuff that you'll probably be using them for. To explain a couple of the differences between this and vanilla, however. So, this is pretty much how the heavy gunners start off with. These ones, their entire purpose is just pretty much causing units to get suppressed. So that whole mechanic, essentially if you have a guy that you can see but you can't actually get any decent shots on, you have a couple of these guys just completely unload in their general direction, and then essentially they cower down and they can maybe get a shot off, as opposed to their usual 4. Each of the actions that somebody takes, aside from movement, all end up scaling based off of the percentage of their turn units left. So this basically means that if somebody has a high turn unit thing, that doesn't mean they get to shoot 50 times, that basically just means that they can move farther. Let's see. I'm not sure about these loadouts, though. So to explain the kind of stuff that they come with, let me just have a quick drink of water here. So he seems to have given them just about everything. Realistically, they're only going to reload once per fight, so I'm going to get rid of that. Realistically, they aren't going to need one of these. However, they are going to need this kind of setup. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. So, smoke is something you end up using quite a fair bit. Fire is useful, but not going to be terribly useful in this case. Sorry, I'm just reorganizing because I want this nice and organized. Like for an assault here. So like we're going to make this the default now. This is what I want them going with, because at first I'm going to want to capture a guy to get an early capture going, and then smoke is just, it makes them far harder to hit. Which, the system works a lot differently than it does in some of the other games, so it's mostly just I think it's like a 40 to 50% reduction in accuracy in like anything through aiming through that cloud. So you can basically just chuck one in a doorway and nothing inside will have a decent shot. They'll just kind of shoot at random. That doesn't mean they won't hit anything, because the shot still has to go somewhere, but, you know, it's there. What else? So flamethrowers. Essentially, these are, well, like it says here, these are actually not a vanilla thing. These are new. So it's basically just kind of your big AoE weapon. I personally don't like them very much, but still. Now, another thing, you'll see mitigation. That's your score for how well they get past armor. Now, these early ballistic ones have, like, pretty much almost none. The main point of the flamethrower seems to be just cooking stuff in armor, so we don't need it quite yet, but it'll be useful to have later on. Now, I'm basically loading these guys out for their first raid here, and I'm going to give them names in just a second, because the whole plan was to try to shove community names on there. Just want to make sure that they all have what they need. Alright. You are going to be an assault. You are going to be a sniper. Generally speaking, I'd like 3 snipers, 3 heavies, and the rest to be assaults of some description. It seems like the medic there has his own ideas, though. Alright. Do that, and then that. That didn't exactly line them up like I wanted them to, but oh well. This guy... I'll just make him a really crappy sniper. Alright. There's gonna be a lot of this screen, just FYI. I'm not sure how many... Like, even when I use them extensively, I've never needed 3 magazines for these guys. I don't know why he put it this way. Oh well. This guy's full on for support here. Give you a couple of these. Let's make this the default. So, okay, one thing you may notice, by the way, is that I'm not using any of these just yet. They have a purpose. I mean, their whole idea is just area denial, but it's a very small area. So if there's a small hallway or something, or you don't want something going through a particular doorway, you would chuck one of those in there. Or if you have a field and you want to damage everything in that field, you toss one of those and it sets the entire thing on fire. Also, lizards are scared of them for some reason or other, but no, keep a couple on you just in case. But generally speaking, I haven't found them to be terribly useful. Just put that on your belt just because I kind of want it to be there. Give you one of those, and maybe another one of those. They won't need most of this stuff. I'm just kind of filling them out. Down here, you can see if there's any little gray portion, that means that they can carry more stuff. You might as well have them do that. And somebody's kiddo is going absolutely nuts upstairs. Wonderful. Okay. Such things happen. Alright, there we go. So they're good to go. I know it's a lot of boring setup off the very start, but I've never had one pretty much happen immediately. So I'm going to do this manually. A, to show it off, and B, because, well, the AI tends to do it wrong. If you have them auto-do stuff, they will just go and try to attack the thing from the front every single time, for whatever reason. Now granted, in this case, it doesn't really count, or it doesn't really matter. Have them do a little bit of a dodge so they don't take any damage, and they don't end up needing to be repaired. And it looks like... Okay, so to explain this mechanic right here. So, right off the bat, you have the option of either dropping an airstrike on something or actually going to try and recover it. Pretty much what you're saying is that you want to accept, like, maybe 30% of what you can actually get there. If you're doing the airstrike thing, if you end up recovering it, you're basically risking... Oh. Okay. A lost credit card was just found. But okay. So yeah, the risk is pretty high. I forgot to rename everyone here. I'll rename them after this one, and it looks like we've got 2 folks right off the bat. Oh crap, that is a really bad start. Okay. Well, And we got our medic out front. Do we have any of the heavy gunners up front? Oh, frickin' amazing. Okay. Here's the deal. You're gonna run out here, hopefully not get reactioned. Crouch down, see about... He's got like a 37%. Take it. Medic here. Need to toss some smoke out, but I want to take some shots first. Okay. 37 though. Not terribly blocked, we'll just go ahead and suppress him. He got suppressed to death, so there we go. And that's what those are for. Okay, so if you're wondering what's going on here, you basically get the option of spending more points in order to get better accuracy. So yeah, any shot that goes nearby something has a chance of suppressing them. The more, you know, shots there are, the more chances there are. If you're wondering what the deal is with all of these little indicators here, they're just indicators of different cover. So for example, you see all these H's are supposedly heavy, although I'm not sure why it's showing that on this fence. But they basically show in different directions. So like right here, if somebody was off in this direction, they would get light in this direction, meaning they could get very easily hit if something was from here. But it's relatively heavy from here, so it's unlikely to be shot through. Have you go over here and get ready to smoke. Okay, you over here. Alright, you are the craptastic sniper, I think. That's fine. Alright. 50, and you need 40. You can move to around here, so that's actually possible. Alright. These assaults need to get out of the way. And he can just do it. Okay, so that thing will be able to take one shot now. So, I'm gonna get these guys into cover over here. They won't be able to run up and get close, that's ideally what you'd want them to do, but they will be able to cover this area, just in case anything runs up. Unlikely they'll do much useful from there, but, you know, it's something. Alright, this guy can't get out of the way. This is the downside of having so many specialized units, though. If you run into this kind of situation, you're gonna have problems. Alright, so I'm gonna toss this out here. More than likely this will cause them to shoot in this general direction. That's why we're gonna have you over here. Don't flub it. Good enough. Okay. So now his odds of hitting anyone here should be pretty slim. Their whole thing, the thing with these guys, is their eyesight kind of sucks. So if there's smoke, they should have no chance. There we go. These guys are kind of like a mix of Snake Men from the original and kind of like Mutons from EW. Their weapons are more like that. Alright, but yeah, they are pretty friggin' hardy. Whoa. Yeah, stuff can still explode. It's just pretty unlikely. That was actually a really unlikely thing to happen. Okay, can you... No. I think I'm gonna have these guys just continue taking shots. Alright, he's just at range, but I really don't want to risk it. Yeah, these two are just gonna go around this way. Just to be safe. I'm expecting him to run away because of the fire, that's why I haven't put any smoke or anything out. For these guys, it might make a little bit of sense just in case anything comes around the corner, so we'll put stuff like right there. Hopefully not interfere with their shot next round. Alright. Let's just be safe. Better safe than vaporized. So I should probably clarify right off the bat here. In case anyone gets hit, they're just gone. This whole health bar thing, yeah, that's a nice thought. Okay, yeah, so he ran off because of the fire. They're apparently afraid of it for some reason. Personally, as far as I've seen, lizards really like fire, but, you know, such things happen. Okay. He's got a decent shot on him. What about you? Okay, you almost hit your friend. Good job. No, he's got too big of a chance to hit that guy. Gonna suppress our own guy, but it's worth, you know, worth giving that a go. Okay. You... Can't. This map is a little bit of a pain in the bunghole here. Alright. Without opening that up. So we'll do that. Get the rest of these guys up here. Oh, so just so you know, a lot of the ambient sounds you hear in the background and all that sort of stuff, that's actually stuff from the mod. It's actually a lot quieter and the maps are a lot more boring in vanilla. So there we go, they're all covered. Gives you see you with a shot. We'll go here. Go for it. Good job. I just don't want him running away and camping. And that'll be that. Okay. So that leaves this pretty well clear. Yeah, that actually didn't get opened, that's annoying. Open the dang fence. Yeah, these are a little bit of a pain sometimes. Alright. You go up here, you go up here. Normally from the corner that you get, you can kind of approximate where you need to go. So they probably landed over here someplace. That's kind of what I'm going for. Actually having them start right in front of your helicopter like that is pretty unlikely. A little bit worried about them coming from the side, but hopefully these guys will be safe. Since this thing doesn't seem to want to cooperate. I'll be fine going over here and just crouching. And I want this guy with this group, ideally. One change from vanilla that I forgot to mention is that I can actually have 10 guys here instead of the usual 8 that you start with. Normally you only get up to that amount once you get the second dropship. Honestly, it doesn't change it that much. Like, if you were gonna win with 8, most of the time you're still gonna win... Or rather, if you're gonna win with 1, most of the time you'll still end up winning with the other. But, I don't know, it's just a little bit more convenient. You can have more options with you. Okay. So these guys move this sort of direction, you go over here. You also go over here. You check around this corner to make sure that we're not about to get ambushed, because, quite frankly, this whole thing is like... the AI is just amazingly good at ambushes. Like, I don't know whether that comes from the Community Edition, I don't know whether that's, you know, whatever that's from, because I know the Community Edition did improve their AI and whatnot. I've heard a bunch of people complaining that the base game was super easy or something, but yeah, the AI is amazingly good at setting up ambushes. I forgot to reload this guy. That would have been embarrassing. You too, actually. I'm pretty confident that they're all just in their ship now. It's usually like 5 that you'll run into. Kinda sucks that there's lizards right off the bat, though, because that basically means we're not getting a live capture the first round. The first fight that you go into, I've usually found that it's a good idea to go for just spamming flashbangs to get a live capture, which is a really inefficient way of doing it, but it's your only way of doing it until you get stun stuff. But unfortunately, it didn't wind up quite lining up that way, because these guys are stupidly resilient and it's just not going to work for them. I mean, you can get it, eventually, if you feel like spending half the day doing it. Right, he can't get out. What about you? Generally, this kind of thing is not a good idea, and you won't be seeing much more of that. I'm just pretty confident that, you know, we'll just be able to run into it now. Because they get into a phase partway through a fight where they're just kind of camping. Now, they will explain later down the line that they're not actually getting scared or whatever. One of the mechanics of the originals was that if you ended up winning hard enough, they would just end up panicking. Which isn't actually what's happening here. They don't have any, you know, real self-preservation instinct. They're basically mind-controlled and all that, so their whole shtick is just, you know, they don't really know what to do, their range isn't ideal, so the non-fighty ones are just going to hang out by the door and hope that something gets through and hope that they get a reaction shot on it. Honestly, in many ways, I think this one's quite a bit more terrifying than the originals. Just both with the smarter AI and the fact that, you know, the things can't panic, that they have better assigned classes, that they've just got a lot more going for them, frankly. Like, in general, you know, in the original you had stuff like floaters and whatever else that'd show up and they're like, oh, you know, they're a little more accurate or whatever. But it was still, you know, you got one shot off on them and that was it. In this one, it's... Uh-oh. Please don't. Okay. So he decided against that idea. And that's why you want a crap ton of shotguns around. Alright, you're gonna go up there, hopefully not get shot in the back of the head. You're also gonna go up here. Alright, so this wall will continue being here. These guys, however, are going to plink at this door until it's gone. Their shots aren't very good, but you take enough shots at a door, it disappears. Is that terribly realistic? Not necessarily. You're supposed to use heavier things on it, but I was experimenting around and yeah, sure enough, you know, everything else works just as well for breaking down a door. So, that's nice. Let's drop that here. Hopefully ruin their eyesight and ours. Okay. One more mechanic. The higher their remaining turn units, the more likely they are to take a reaction shot. Dang, there's a lot of them in there. But yeah, I think I'm right on the 5 count. Alright, so these are going to go up here. They're more than likely just going to be sitting out the rest of the fight. Normally I use them for breaking down the doors, but due to the way that things stacked up here, we're going to use the marksman instead. Okay, for that corner of the door. Way to miss. The one downside is, as soon as the door breaks open, there we go, they will often get a bit more aggressive. So, let's try to toss one of those in there. Didn't work, they flubbed it. Okay. The shots suck from here. But it's fine, I mostly want them taking reaction shots anyway. Alright. So that should be that. Yeah. Crap. Okay, that was just plain luck and nothing else. Alright, so they were suppressed, so that means their points were cut in half. They're just gonna kind of take pot shots now. They suck, but whatever. Go for a suppression on them. Okay, this guy can go around the corner. And then I wanted to do that with everybody else, but it's just not going to be in the cards. Okay, these are going to move up. Alright, crouch, crouch, crouch. Hopefully if they try another bum rush thing, it should be all well and safe. But yeah, any one of these shots from this guy will just vaporize a guy. It's not even a question of will it, it's just how bad will it. Okay. That leaves him with just enough to take a step backwards. Let's move you up to cover, just in case he gets eliminated here. Have you toss smoke. You guys move up to also take shots, just in case. As will these. You'd think with such a significant numerical advantage that, you know, there'd actually be an advantage here, but you know, I've had friggin' 2 guys in one of these UFOs just completely wipe a party, so that's always fun. Alright. Smokey here is gonna pop one of these. Alright, you're probably gonna take a reaction shot here, or not. Perfect. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to detonate that thing, but whatever. Such is life, I suppose. He might run out of there now. Okay. Pretty much what I'm doing here is trying to figure out which tile he's on. Okay, there he is. Okay. You pop out. You go over here. I figure since there's one left, I might as well give this a try. Have a couple on hand that, you know, just in case he tries to run out, he won't be able to do much. There's this guy's last smoke up here. These guys go in here to also help with the barrage of concussion grenades in there. Alright. Still suppressed. Yeah, I completely busted up everything inside this thing, but realistically, if, you know, if he gets stunned enough, That'll be a pretty good trade. Good job, genius. So they can flip grenades just like that. Happens pretty much all the time, especially with rookies, so that's fun. Bear in mind, this guy isn't even one of their fighting guys. This is one of the civilian ones, so, you know. Once the fighting ones get here, that'll be fun. Not sure why he can see from there. Alright, but let's have you move up. I'll tab out there. Alright. There you go. This guy is literally just gonna sit there and camp for a while. That's all he will do. Alright, you tedious bastard, come on. Have yourself a nap. And this guy can't get out of the way. So, he's either gonna croak, or this will save him. Good enough. Yeah, to my knowledge, there's no way you can actually ever toss two in one turn. Just because it takes like 65% of your points to actually toss one. But yeah. Come on. Nice aim there. Oof, crap. Okay, so he moved up here. Alright. Have everybody that doesn't have one on hand move out of the way. Oh. Okay, we're down to the last few then. Dandy. And one more. Now, if you hit it directly on them... There we go. Finally. So... yeah, we did manage to get him unconscious. That didn't just knock him out. Or that didn't just kill him, so that's good. We got these as sellables and or usables if wanted. And yeah, overall that went pretty well. Okay, so we're still researching this. So that's going to be finished off in a couple days. Because, yeah, we literally just started. From there, it's going to have an updated interceptor. That's going to be the first thing, not actually interrogating that guy. Because that is the only way to realistically progress anywhere, really. This party actually worked out pretty well. Glad. One change, though, on the loadout. Oh, they're not back yet, that's why. Don't let them come back. Yeah, so these little blips that come up on the map basically tell you, you know, there's stuff going on. Wait, what? What was that just now? They're landed? How do you guys feel about going for one of those? There's no way you're gonna get there in time, but... worth a shot? I've never actually seen one land this early. Okay. Soviet Pact. I actually haven't seen that before. Interesting. I think that might be... That's supposed to be the Foxtrot, usually, so I don't know what that's all about. Also, surprisingly, making a lot more money than expected. And they're actually going to make it on time. And it's a daylight one. This is suspiciously well. This is going suspiciously well, I don't know. That's weird. Alright. Now use Scout. What are we dealing with? Civilians again? Fantastic. Alright, so he can't take a shot, unfortunately. He might be able to, though. Worth a go. Yeah, no, he's also not gonna... Ah, hell. Okay, you get down. You get... Okay, no. You look there. Crouch. You look there. You smoke. This is now apparently a smoking fight. You crouch, also smoke, because there's no way you're going to be able to get a shot off. So with the different weapon types, basically rifles get a penalty, shotguns get a bonus to reaction time. I think heavy guns are neutral. Oh, there we go. First death. And just like that, through smoke, around 2 corners. So for these guys, the shot probably would have been like 13%. For him, it's practically guaranteed. It's actually a misclick on my part. Well... Also, it should be noted, pistols are actually pretty good. Just very limited in terms of range. Alright. So... I want to say we've got map edge over here. Right? No. Did we just land in the... Yeah, no, map edge over here. Other map edge is way up there. Wow. Okay, so we got a corner lot here, and that's a problem. These kinds of landings suck. That basically leaves you right in the open. Okay. And there's like no cover here either. Actually, no, wait, yeah, we've got edge right here, so we need to be going this way. It should be noted, by the way, they actually replenish all their stuff. Even if you send them to 2 different places while they're still out, they will still replenish all their stuff. So it's handy. You go here. Crouch. Okay. Ah, that was my other heavy gunner too. Ah, well. We'll get another one. Great. Okay, so he's wounded. Medic guy is gonna have to go patch him up. Probably send assaults after that one, but we need to know what's over here. Okay, so we'll suppress that one. Have everyone shoot at this one, though. So we'll leave a good bit of the party completely open, though. Come on, nail this guy. Suppressed at any rate. Alright, 29. Go here. Alright, that did absolutely piss all. Wonderful. At least he didn't suppress the wrong guy, so that's something. Here's the deal. You're gonna... They're probably gonna take a shot at their closest stuff here, so... It needs 44 to launch it. You go here. Throw it there. Yes! Okay, so he actually nailed it. If he takes a shot, hopefully he'll end up either he'll hopefully hit the medic instead of the gunner. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, good. He just missed instead. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. I think we might have a party wipe soon here. Okay, so 3 active. Yeah, these are the guards too. They're not even the civilian ones anymore. Okay. Ooh, that's because that's their ship right there. Okay. I know you're bleeding, but you're gonna have to deal for the moment. Thankfully, their accuracy still sucks for now. Smoke. Probably... Gonna suppress that one, so let's smoke in this direction. Awesome. We accidentally chucked it in the cockpit instead. Yeah, please hit this guy, or anyone really. Good job. And he didn't even get suppressed. Fantastic. Oof. Okay. Now we're entering squad wipe territory. Alright, get into cover at least. Can you duck? No, you can't. This guy's probably dead, this guy's probably dead. Hopefully that leaves this guy, the other sniper, and the heavy to kind of mop up here. Okay. That's a miracle. There we go, he's gone. He's also gone. Yeah, they're not even worried, they're just sitting out in the open. Okay, who's panicking and running then? Yep. You would have been super useful in this situation. Bye. Okay, hopefully I can get the medic around to that guy. But that's not exactly a priority. Okay, you just take shots. This should be very slightly getting past their stuff here, but hard to tell. Let's at the very least suppress one of them. Nope, can't do it. Give me shots on him. Resilient bastard, jeez. Still not even suppressed. Yeah, I need these two absolutely living. He starts heading back. About time. Okay. That's slightly better than it was. Okay, that's nothing short of a miracle. Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. So. You need to get fixed, or you are gonna rip. Okay, you can just get there. Patch him up. Okay, fix his bleeding. And this is why you want a crap ton of snipers. Okay. They're not good shots, but he has shots. Okay. Guy's in iffy shape. However, his gun's a bit too far away, so I'm gonna have him run in here. Have him get patched up next round, probably take the guy's pistol and go at it, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. At least they're being consistent with their hits. Okay, you go over here. Gonna forego having this guy... Oh, hell. I should have had him reload. That was just plain lucky, and I guess that guy's injured. These guys can also regenerate, by the way. That's part of the reason that they're being so resilient. They will literally just shrug off bullet wounds. Kind of obnoxious. Okay, there we go. That's a front area secured here. I don't think there's going to be anyone else around because they tend to organize pretty well. Yeah, that guy's going to be fine-ish. I better get back to his post. Alright, that'll be that. Okay, so they've given up fighting for now. They're just gonna accept that they lost and sit in there. Swap out his health packs here. He's gonna go over here. Pick up his crap and not drop it again. Or not. So, even if they're knocked out like this, there is actually still a chance that they can come back. And have them go here. Even if they can't do anything effective from here, they can still have that intimidation value. Okay. That, have you move up here-ish. Somewhere around hereabouts. Have you start trying to remove this door? their TUs were pretty low, that's why they're not taking shots. That's the downside of leaving them with just enough points. But this guy left himself right in the open. And he's not even one of the ones with a vest on, so... No armor, no breathing. Apologize for the constant throat clearing, it is still dry as all hell. And no amount of water seems to be helping that situation. Okay. Forgetting here. I think we're mostly good. So these guys have control of the door now. So just gotta get it removed. Okay, let's get you over here. Right, guys, there's no need to go after those boxes so much. Okay. Please, oh please, run outside and recreate that scene from OCAP. Those are always the most satisfying moments. When you end up just locking down a place to the point where you know, they run outside and get, like, just completely unloaded on. Okay. And you... Okay. Have a couple guys run off to the sides here. Kind of scale that up as needed. Unfortunately, his accuracy leaves something to be desired. Okay, there you are. We already got our live capture, so we do not need this guy. And if they're all going to be camping on this end, might as well camp over in this direction. Okay. What is he doing? Okay, I guess he wants to go out with a bang. You can't come and get me! Man, that guy sucks. Just plain and simple, that guy sucks. Okay, at this point, if we had stun rods, that would be the point at which they were running forward and handling that situation. Alright, there we go. I'd say that went pretty darn well. And if you're curious about this whole total sales thing down here, you pretty much, in the original, you go and you automatically sell all this stuff up here. So right now, if I get any redundant stuff that I can't end up using, then it would just be sold automatically, like parts from the UFO and stuff like that. These things I do have the option of using, which I might end up doing, actually, because they're really good, they're just really inaccurate. So if I get somebody with amazing accuracy, I might just end up using them. Because they're basically end-game technology, except with a huge accuracy penalty. That's why they're usually sold. Alright. Soviet Pact is still going on. Well, we got one guy to replace. But for that much progress, getting an intact UFO and everything, that's pretty amazing. That never happens. So yeah, what this basically tells you is they're pretty much giant iguana monsters, and they regenerate and crap. And they're really hard to kill on top of that, so that's a problem. Light Scout, it's all nifty-like. I'm gonna leave those up for a sec if you want to read it, but yeah. Also, amazingly, the money's actually going up. That never happens in your early months. So alright, we'll end up failing and ruining that somehow. I know you get a pretty big bonus for actually going out on ground missions and that kind of thing. Because in base game, you pretty much didn't have your score affected by that. Alright, good, so we got some of the amazing squad that showed up. Alright, tail it until it's over land. Engage. As far as I can tell, as long as something hits, it just ends up hitting. There's really no need to try and completely min-max which portion of the UFO you shoot at. It's like they mentioned that they have certain weak spots and whatnot, but the AI always defaults to trying to attack it from the front for some dumb reason. Well, there's that. Alright, so these guys are out of commission for a little while. Here's Sniper. Hang on, is it not back yet? There we go, it just got back. There were some amazing units in here. Where did they go? Alright, you're gonna be a heavy. I need a new one of them, because my current one sucks. So we're gonna go 2 heavies, 4 snipers, I think. And the rest of these are gonna be assaults. This isn't any kind of, oh look, I figured out the meta kind of thing, by the way. This is just really more the latest thing that I'm trying out here. Because in this thing, honestly, you end up with a lot of situations where you're just trying and failing all kinds of different stuff. That's kind of the name of the game. If you're wondering why I'm getting these, by the way, if there's a whole bunch nearby a door, sometimes it's just more practical to blow the door open. So there's that. Alright, and then I think after this loadout selection, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off. Because there's really not much more to say there. Kind of popping extra stuff on these guys as needed. Oh, I can just... Okay, apparently I can just right-click these things the whole time. Didn't even know that. We're gonna wait just a sec here. Because, quite frankly, if there's any possible way to avoid it, I'm never gonna take a night mission at all. Because that's its own kettle of fish. But anyway, see you next time.